Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome viewers once more to my channel. Those of you that are regular viewers, welcome. Those of you that are new, also welcome. Please, if you are new, please hit that bell icon so that you get notifications of all new videos, and please share my videos with friends, family, and all those that you think will benefit from my output. Okay, today's lesson is on maths, and it is all about simplifying fractions. Okay, so we'll be working on cancelling fractions in their simplest forms, and all that means is that you divide certain numbers. So you need to be knowing your timetables and have an eye for detail. Okay, so this topic is very useful, and it's all the way through school until year 11 in the UK, which of course is GCSE. Okay, so always comes up in SATs, always comes up in 11 plus, and no doubt it will be in the GCSE papers as well. Okay, so some fractions can be written in other forms, and we call that equivalent. So for example, a half can also be written as 2/4. So all it is that it is the same proportion. So if you look at the shaded areas, the same amount of red and similarly blue is shaded in both of the areas in this circles. It's just that in the first one the circle has been split into two, and in the second one the circle has been split into four. So therefore in the first one one area has been shaded, and in the second one 2 areas out of the 4 were shaded in each of the colors. Okay, here we have a third, so there is 1 shade of third, and we could equally have written it 2/6. So a few more examples. A quarter can also be written down as 3/12. Okay, which will when we in the next slides you'll discover to get back to the original, all we do is divide the numbers, whereas in this example here, if we divided both the numbers by 3, we go back to 1/4. Okay, so in all areas of maths it's common practice to write the fractions using the smallest numbers possible. So the final thing that you write should not be you should not be able to divide it any further. Okay, so they have to be in the lowest form. So if we're given the question 2/4, then the lowest form of that of course is a half, because we can divide both those by 2. Okay, so I have got this in the next slides as well, and we call this process cancelling down, and we must always cancel down to have the right answer. Okay, when cancelling down fractions to their simplest form, we've got to look at the numbers. We've got to look at the top number, and we've got to look at the bottom number, and to get the terminology right, the top number is the numerator, the bottom number is of course called the denominator. So I've got lots of examples. So here we have the first one, 4/8, and of course we can divide them by 4, sorry, if we look at it straight away. So dividing the top number by 4 is 1, dividing the bottom number is 2. Another example, 2/10, so straight away you should know that they divide by 2, and if we divide the top number by 2, it is 1. If we divide the bottom number by 2, it is of course 5, so the answer is 1/5. Okay, quite a number of examples to show you. 6/9. Okay, nice and easy. We can divide it by 3. So dividing the top number by 3, we get 2, and dividing the bottom number by 3, we get 3. Okay, we've got more examples. 5 over 20, dividing both by 5, because I should have explained that the number that we divide both by is also called the common denominator. So dividing 5 by 5 is 1, and 20 by 5 is of course 4. Okay, we have another example. 21 over 8. Okay, so you need to be sharp and know that they both divide by 7, so which is the other skill. We divide by the highest number that we can. Okay, so of course here it is 7. So dividing the top number by 7, we get 3. Dividing the bottom number by 7, of course we get 4. So the answer is 3 over 4. Okay, lots of examples, like I say. So here we have 25 over 35, but they both end in 5. You should know that they will divide by 5. Dividing 25 by 5, we get 5, and dividing 35 by 5, we get 7. Okay, we have yet another example. Okay, so if we look at this, they both divide by 9. The top number divided by 9, of course, is 2, and the bottom number divided by 9 is 9. 81 divided by 9 is 9. Okay, I think this is one. Okay, this has got more. We can, of course, divide more than once. So, everybody looking at the numbers, we have a tendency to divide by 2 straight away. So like I said, we either divide by the highest number we can, or as in this example, we can do it more than once. So it's self-explanatory, I think. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now what you notice about this number 6 over 9 is that we can divide it further, and the common denominator for the second fraction, 6 over 9, is of course 3. Okay, so we divide it further and we get 2 over 3. Okay, or of course we could have divided it by 6 in the first instance, but if you're not sure, then 2 is always a good number to start with if they're both even. Okay, so as I've explained there, sometimes you can simplify more than once and make sure that the fraction is fully simplified before moving on. So I must emphasize that the answers have to be in the lowest terms. Okay, so I hope I moved on too fast, so I do have some examples for you to try. So as always, I will pause for a short while so that you can have a go at the answer, and then of course I will reveal the answer. So what fraction of £1 is 30 pence? So I'm going to pause for 10 seconds and then talk about it, so you can pause the video and work your way through it, and of course check the answer when we get to that stage. Okay, so the thing to realize here is that we've got sort of two quantities here. We've got 30 pence, and then we've got £1, and £1 of course is 100 pence. So the question asks, what fraction of £1 is 30 pence? So we write 30 on top and 100 on the bottom, and we can cancel that by 10. Okay, so always go for the highest number, and the answer is 3/10. So another one for you to try. What fraction of an hour is 35 minutes? So again, I'm going to pause for 10 seconds so that you have a chance to stop the video and work out the answer, and then check your answer. Okay, so once again we have two different sort of terminologies or measurements. We have an hour and we have minutes, and of course there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, therefore the fraction is 35 over 60. Okay, and we need to cancel that down. As you can see, the numbers will divide by 5, so we have 7 over 12. Okay, 35 divided by 5 is 7, 60 divided by 5 is 12. Okay, and finally, or at least as far as practice is concerned, I found this SATS question, and funnily enough, although not exactly, I've seen this on an 11 plus paper as well. So here we're looking at equivalent fractions, and what you have to ask yourself, what does the 2 change into to become the t? And of course we've got the clue at the bottom, which is 3. The 3 becomes 6. Okay, so these are sort of questions that can also appear. So if you look at that, of course it's times by 2, therefore we must times the top number by 2 as well. So 2 times 2 is 4, therefore the answer is t equals 4, and the proper fraction would be 4 over 6. Okay, so I hope that you found that useful. Okay, so as always I've got 10 for you to try, and you need to simplify these fractions to their lowest term. So I don't like to make the videos too long, so it is already on 12 minutes I think, so I'm going to pause for about 30 seconds so that you have chance to stop it, and no doubt something like this should take you at least well, 15 minutes at least I would have thought, or 10 minutes. All right. Okay, viewers, I'm going to change the screen now to reveal the answers so that you can check your answers. So hopefully you have got them correct. Okay, so those were the answers. So I do hope that you have got the concept, okay, and that you will practice this types of questions. They are very, very popular questions. Okay, so if we just summarize, we've practiced summarizing fractions, and another word for that is cancelling down. Okay, so you've learned to half both those numbers, but you know that isn't the only option really. And I've shown you a question. Okay, so all that remains for me to say is thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. I really need subscribers. Watch time is progressing nicely, lots of watchers, but please subscribe. Get your family, friends to subscribe. Okay, and if you like the material, please share it. Okay, so all that remains to say is thank you for watching once more, and until the next time we'll say Allah Hafiz, apna khayal rakhna, dusron ka khayal rakhna, look after yourselves, look after everybody, and until the next time, goodbye.